guys, I want to bring up some other cool stuff that we have going on here. And one of them being actually Crosshair. So it's not a show if we don't bring up a Star Wars hot toy, right? We got to bring up a Star Wars hot toy. That's just what I mean. Star Wars is all the rage right now. I mean, all facts, no printer. That's what the kids care about, bro. They care about Crosshair. Keco, I want to ask you, will collectors complete the Bad Batch line? Because you got some cool looking figures here, but personally for me, I've not watched Bad Batch, and I'm interested to see if you and other collectors care about this Crosshair. What do you think? How's it looking so far?
It's looking incredible so far. And Will, it shames me the fact that I guess, deciding what you want to pick and watch and not choosing the Bad Batch over some of the other things that you've put in front of you, that's shameful to me, because I feel, and I've been adamant about this, that the Bad Batch is some of the best Star Wars that's ever been created, not just from a visual, but from the storytelling arcs that they've done. And anybody in the comments, I will defend that till the day I die, is the Bad Batch is some good ass Star Wars content, mainly because of this bitch right here, Crosshair. He is, I feel, one of the best complete characters in all of Star Wars. Now you see here, this is him before he defects to the Empire, essentially. And he didn't really defect. I mean, he was given the option after Order 66, join up or die, type of thing. So his character arc is so good. And what they are doing with him still, the fact that, is he going to do a heroic, spoiler at this point, is he going to end up doing some heroic thing to win back, the trust of his brothers and, do something to put him back in good graces, or will he die an anti-hero type of thing? Because what goes on with Crosshair is so good, especially, as I said, when he commits war crimes. I know that sounds terrible, but his war crime type stuff as an Imperial is pretty fire. But let's talk about the figures, okay? They have done something I didn't think they were going to be able to do properly. This, as you can see with these 3 head sculpts, are 3 actual artistically styled versions of cartoons, all in the likeness of Tamira Morrison, which I think that deserves a clap. Because this is something that you don't really see them do. Because outside of the Ahsoka, and this is kind of where they've really pushed the boundaries on animated to life pieces. They nailed it with Echo. He was the first one. Then Hunter came, and I think they nailed that one too. And this one, they nailed it again. Even giving him the toothpick, which is so cool. It's the gunmetal gray. We've talked about that. But will collectors complete the Bad Batch? That's the question we're asking. Well, yeah, why wouldn't you at this point? They've done Tech. They've done Wrecker. So we know they're coming. So why wouldn't you complete the 5? Here is where it gets interesting, though, is because Crosshair is waitlisted on Sideshow. They did the Sideshow reveal, and you know how that usually means they're going to be coming soon. This came out about a whole quarter and a half early. So this was a little bit unexpected that this came so soon. That's awesome. I love product being out. Way to go, Hot Toys, okay? And Art, step your game up. Let's work on that. So with that being said, what is interesting is that apparently, from what I'm being told, and Will, I think you've been told as well, Hot Toys only released a very limited amount of these overseas, which is why the price on them is very, very high. I don't know the strategy behind that. Is this a timed release that they'll do more of, or are they really cutting back on their production numbers? Because this is one I would not expect you to cut back on production numbers, because it is a named clone, and it's a clone. So that's like checks 2 boxes. So, and it's Star Wars, that checks 3 boxes. So why would you not do a fair run of these? Because they're going to sell. This one's interesting to me. So if you are on the list and you want this one, you better join the wait list on Sideshow if that's where you get them, or start running down where you want to get it, because it made me rethink about where I'm going to get Tech and Wrecker from, because currently they're both available on Sideshow and they're not waitlisted yet. Do you want to take a chance on getting all 3 of them and then missing the other 2? That could be problematic. So maybe the original ones with Echo and Hunter, maybe those were easy to get, and these last 3 are going to be a little more challenging. I hope not. So if you are a Bad Batch fan like me, I'm making sure that I do what I have to make sure that I complete the line. So I will go and pre-order these to make sure, because it's a figure I want. It's not we'll wait and see, bargain bin it, blah, blah, blah. These are ones I want. I'm actually going to, last thing I'll say, I'm actually about to start panicking and eating my words because I told you that the waitlist games from Sideshow were just games. Nothing has come back in yet that been waitlisted. I'm waiting for those clones to come. They never came. I'm waiting for all these things to happen. Help me, somebody. Did we gamble and lose on some of these figures? This is one I'm not willing to gamble on.
We'll see, Keco. And who just hit waitlist recently was Cad Bane.
I know that's another one, and
yeah, and that's a huge one. That's
yeah.
That's not just any figure. That's Cad Bane we're talking about. That I think people are really excited for. I know I am. That was one of the best sellers on the Sideshow website for a long time, and the deluxe and the collector's edition both hit waitlist and has not come back over the last day or so. So yeah, it's something to factor in and it's monitored. But Anthony, Javier, what do you think, bro? I mean, will collectors complete the Bad Batch line? Is Keco crazy with his Wrecker and Tick, or is he on?
That was actually very good.
That was good. That was good.
Keco's the one who taught me that, so I picked it up from him.
I'm not attempting at all. But to go answer your question, I do think people will want to collect the line. There's something very incredible when Hot Toys completes a line. So why wouldn't you want to complete and finish the whole 5 members of the Bad Batch, right? I only watched season 1, and I've heard good things of season 2, but this to me their looks in season 1 are my favorite looks for them. I know they got different costumes right in season 2, and those look cool too, but the black, the gunmetal black red color scheme for the 5 of them is incredible. And I was tempted on starting this line back when Hunter was released, because Hunter looked incredible, Echo looked incredible, and then they started announcing Crosshairs, Wrecker, Tech. So to me, if you're a big fan of this line and this show, I would 100% go for all 5 of them. It's rare that Hot Toys can complete a full line, and it's rare that they execute them incredibly well all around, right? For all 5 of these, from based on the prototype for Tech and Rekka. But I do want to say that I am tempted. I have a specific lineup on how I collect my figures and who I'm buying and everything. You see, there's only Marvel here, but when the photos came out for Crosshairs, because I'm so focused on what I'm getting, I told myself I'm not going to look at them. I'm not going to tempt myself. But you clicking through the Sideshow right now, and all these pictures, I am like, oh my God, this figure looks incredible. And man, and I'm just a fan of like this character.
They're all unique and they're so cool.
They do look good together.
Unique, but
look really good. Exactly. And at the same time, though, I liked his character a lot in season 1 of the Bad Batch. The defective clone, in a way where, like Keco said, he could have gone with them, but he chose not to, right? Even though he was able to make that.
Good soldiers
decision.
Follow orders.
There you go. But what's up?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, Javier, this is one situation where Marvel can take a bit of a note from Star Wars. This is how you do team suits, bro. Because this is different. Each one is pretty similar, but uniquely different in its own way. And you have a team that looks cohesive, but also you different and cool, and it gives you a little bit of visual creativity and appeal there and intrigue.
Exactly.
When they all have the same team suit, it just looks kind of But with this, it looks cool, bro. It looks cool.
You bring up a good point. Of the Avengers team suits, right? Tony, Cap, Hawkeye, Ant-Man all share the same costume in the movie. The ones that look cool to me is that War Machine, because it's part of the team suit, but it looks different.
Yep.
All right. And even then, that Hulk, with he just looks like a bigger version. I know lots of people aren't fans of that, but that design to me looks a lot better because it's different from that. Keco's in that sort of.
He was like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But that War Machine to me is like, lots of people even customize their own War Machine Mark
all white War
to get that look.
Sick.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, just to fare off in that direction. But going back to this, man, I think if you're a fan of this franchise, if you're a fan of this show, you need to complete the line. You're not going to have many complete lines in Star Wars from Hot Toys. And if this is one of the few that you're going to get, man, go ahead, get all of them. They all look great. I'm tempted. And again, what they're doing with, turning animated to realism, I know some people aren't fans of that. They would prefer the animated sculpts. But to me, for this to blend in with the rest of your collection, I think it's a necessary, thing that they had to do, and they're doing it well, in my opinion. While that I think this looks good. I really do, and man, I am so tempted
Awesome.
to look at them because I think Rekka was the one that had that picture with the 5 of them lined up, and he was, I think, in the middle. And man, that looks so good. That looks so good. Even
Yeah.
Tech looks great with all his accessories and the different. Yeah, man, this is a cool line. But I don't know if I do pick up Star Wars figures, if this would be the 5 that I go for. I feel like there are more iconic characters, but this looks cool.
You're not going to
So I
find
don't know.
cooler characters, I can tell you that.
Not cooler characters.
Keco, now you're tripping, bro. Now
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
tripping.
Cooler,
I think Darth
Vin-
Vader, Obi-Wan,
Darth
Anakin,
Vader,
I mean,
battle damage.
you're not going to
Cad
get
Bane.
5 together that look cooler.
Yeah,
is what I'm
maybe,
saying.
but I mean,
I accept
let's say
that.
you had 5 Star Wars figures. You had Battle Damage Vader, you had Cad Bane, you had Mando, Luke Skywalker, and someone
Kenobi.
else. Like that would
General
be
Kenobi.
probably better. I think that would be cooler. But this is
Yeah,
cool. This is
man.
cool. Don't get me wrong. I've not watched Bad Batch, so but I do think they look cool. If I'm just talking about how they look aesthetically, I
Mhm.
think they look cool together. So I think
Yeah.
this could pop on a shelf. But
Kiko,
I've not watched the
really
show.
quick. Sorry, really quick question.
go ahead.
Kiko, was season 2 better than season 1? Because I'll be honest, season 1 was all right to me.
Okay, so there was 18 episodes. We've talked about this, why we were mad about Mando because they wasted time. There was
Yep.
18 episodes in season 2, so you could dick around on a couple of them. So there was because it's technically a kid show, so they had a few
Okay.
Monster Quest things. Where hey, let's chase Omega through the Spider Mountain, things like that. Like okay, fine. But when they did the serious ones, like every Crosshair episode was like 12 out of 10. It was on the edge
Really?
of your seat. It was dark. It was gritty. And great storytelling. But yeah, there was probably 3 or 4 like, what the fuck am I watching type of things. But it's fine because you had 18 episodes. So you could waste a couple of them so that you could advance some stories and build some. Because the Omega episodes counted because it built more camaraderie between her and Wrecker and her and Tech and things like that.
Mhm.
So that way when things ultimately come to a head, there's some substance and some content there. So
Right.
Cool. All right,
Yeah,
cool. Good to
that
know.
makes
Thank
sense.
you.